Welcome everybody. Happy Pride. Wait. Happy Pride. Welcome. So excited to be here. Happy new comic book day. Best day of the week. Yes, rainbows in chat. Thank you. Oh, my co-host is here. Maybe she'll be on camera. Come on. I'm your host, Jazzlyn Stone, and come on. My co-host is being a little camera shy. But maybe she'll join us. If we just act chill. If we don't look right at her. Oh, there she goes. Hi. This is my co-host, Kyoko. Hi, say hi. Yeah. Okay, so I'm super excited. So this week I gave her own stool. So, we'll see if she hangs out. But this way she feels included in the stream. Okay. Super excited for who I'm interviewing today. And I think Chad is too, from what I was seeing on Twitter leading up to this. So today today is volume 1 of Terminal Punks. I've talked about this a lot on the show, but just in case this is your first time on the show, you're new to it, you're like, what is Terminal Punks about? 4 greasy gutter punk teens are en route to their big show in the Big Apple, but when things go monstrously wrong and mutant animals are unleashed in the airport, which is a new fear of mine, by the way, our heroes must put on their combat boots, fly their black flag, and survive a viral genetic mutant nightmare. Volume 1 collects issues 1 through 5. So this is written by Matthew Erman, who we'll have later, and drawn by Shelby Criswell and lettered by Mike Myers. So, stellar team. Super excited to have Matthew on in just a few minutes. And get those questions ready. Like, this is your chance. If you've ever had a question for Matthew, like, now is the time. Like, shoot your shot, people. Yeah. Happy Pride chat. Super excited. It's going to be a good month. Okay, so every week we do a giveaway. I'm sure you can guess what today's giveaway is. One lucky person in chat, preferably, needs to be 18 plus and living in the U.S., preferably, will win their very own trade, Volume 1 trade of Terminal Punks. So, exciting. Yeah, Kyoko's excited. Yeah, I know. I'll get you your own copy. Don't worry about it, homie. You don't even know how to read. She just likes looking at the pictures. She's actually a huge Shelby Criswell fan. Okay. Yeah, I know you are. So stick around. We'll be doing that later in chat. This is how it runs. Matthew will give us towards the end of the show, Matthew will give us one word. Whoever types it in chat, we'll randomly select somebody, and boom, you get your own copy of the comic. So it's gonna be awesome. So we like to talk about it every time, but Bink, want to give a shout out to Bink, who is a 501c3 that Mad Cave loves and works with frequently. So if you have some extra cash and you can give a little donation to Bink, they are a nonprofit dedicated to assisting booksellers in need. The Bink Foundation grew out of a wish of bookstore employees to establish a fund to help their colleagues experiencing unexpected financial crises. Bink is dedicated to assisting bookstore and comic store employees across the United States in their greatest time of need. So if you have some extra cash, please throw it Bink's way. Our lovely mods, Asia and Nightbot are going to be putting the link in the chat. So shout out to Nightbot, who I talked to her again. She's going to be a little less aggro. I was like, chat's cool. If you were here last week, you know that she was throwing hands, but we had a little conversation and she's promised to calm down a bit. So that'll be good. Okay. So think I'm going to play the new sweet trailer for Terminal Punks. And then thank you, Anoon. Yeah, Nightbot. Aw, thank you for being cool for bearing the hatchet with Nightbot, Brett. I really appreciate it. she's just like all of us. She's just doing her best. She's just trying to stay vigilant and trying to put on the best show we can. So, can't be too mad at Nightbot. Oh, Avery's here. Yeah. Thank you so much, Avery. Avery wrote a super awesome article on The Beat that was detailing all of the... Actually, I'm going to throw up the schedule real quick before we play this trailer. Just look at this schedule. Oh, my God. Yeah, so today, Matthew. Next week, Mark London. The week after that is my birthday with Liana. Chris Sabella, Steens, like just an incredible month. I am so lucky. Ugh, I know. She's also lucky. She gets to hang out with Matthew today too. Okay, I'm going to play a trailer for Terminal Punks. And then when we come back, we'll have Matthew Erman on. So get your questions ready now, please. Yeah, it's stacked. All right. Hello.
Hey, Jazzlyn, how's it going?
It's going really well. How are you doing, Matthew?
Uh, Good. I'm doing good. Things are like whatever, but things are good. They've been better, but I'm good. Thank you.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to send you into a crisis of self with that question.
No, it's just it is what it is. But no, today's good. I honestly didn't realize that the Terminal Punks trade paperback was out today. I learned that literally 3.5 minutes ago. So thank you for cluing me into that.
Listen, I am here to tell the people about Terminal Punks, and sometimes the people include the writer of Terminal Punks, and that's just my lot in life, and
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
yeah, I should have known. It was probably information I've had, but it's information that I have not paid attention to, unfortunately. But I'm happy that the day is here that people can go buy this book. Yeah, I did shave. I do not have a beard right now. I'm glad that the chat has noticed that.
It's looking great. Your hair also looks good. Did you get your first quarantine haircut?
No,
What?
this is
This is
hair.
just
Yeah,
natural?
yeah. This is how I haven't had a haircut since September of 2019, I think.
Well,
I mean, there's a
damn.
lot there's a lot that falls out. I mean, 80%, but now about 20% of the hair that you're looking at is like not actually attached to my head. It's all just tangled up and it's fallen out and it's just tangled with the rest of the hair that's still in there. So, I don't know if I'm gonna get a haircut, honestly. It seems it seems like I went a year without one. Why would I get one now?
Oh, are
Who's
you
looking
gonna
at me?
see how long it can grow?
I mean, I don't know. I imagine this is about it, really. I mean, I really don't know how hair works, but I imagine it just stops at some point, right?
Not in my experience, but maybe. I don't know. Everybody's
No, it's
different.
just gonna keep it just.
My
It's just
hair.
gonna keep going.
Do
Well,
can I give you a secret? I'll tell everyone in chat a
please. I
secret.
think we have similar hairstyles.
Yeah. So
Not really.
this is only a third of my hair. Another third is actually in braids in the back. So you can kind of see. And I don't curl it
Oh, I
because
should start doing that.
it's too much for like my like being on stream with like headphones. And so I just have like a third of
For
it
sure.
braided and then I just tuck it into the curls. So it's like my Zoom hairstyle.
I like it. I was actually right before this. I was thinking about having Lisa put like beads in my hair or something because there's a lot of it that just like I don't know.
You
We're
want to
talking
droop
about
a
hair
bit?
right now. What are we
Yeah,
talking?
I'm sorry. I was just
Yeah,
captivated by
just
yours.
just some beads. No, I mean it's my brand, I guess. Outside of uh, whatever else it is.
Your
This is
brand
the
is
main one, I
hair?
think. Yeah.
Okay, let's get back on track. Let's talk about what the people want to talk about, which maybe now it's your hair. We'll see how next time you go to a con, people will be like, I actually do have questions about hair care. If you could help me out.
I'm actually like really into hair care. If anyone needs to talk to me about it, I do like a leave-in conditioner for this stuff. I only wash it like maybe once or twice a week, maybe. There's a lot of things that you don't know about curly hair that you need to research. So I'm here for that as well.
Okay, back to comics. What was the first comic you read that you were like, holy shit, this is incredible?
That's a great question. I think I think there's like everything. I'm gonna just talk for my answers are gonna be all over the place. You
Matthew,
know this, but it's
Matthew,
fine.
I've interviewed
Um,
you before. I knew what I was getting
yeah,
into.
I know. Uh, so like I think there's like multiple uh like comics is like the medium, but there are like multiple like I guess silos of things that happen in comics. And uh, when you look at like the academic comics, like the ones that you get thrown when you're like in your early 20s and you didn't know that comics could be this. I think probably was Black Hole by Charles Burns or Mouse was another one that I was like, oh wow, shit, this is like absolutely beyond what I thought comics could be. Um, because up until like probably 18 or 19, I my only experience with comics was never having been in a comic book store, maybe once or twice in my life, but just buying them off of the internet and reading the ones that people were talking about. And so when I first got some of the artier comics like Black Hole or Mouse, um, I was blown away. And then it kind of like paved the way for me to get back into superhero comics. Now that I knew like there was a difference in uh everyone's talking about fart pills. Um but before I did that, I really didn't understand the differences in what comics could be. So when I read the artier ones, it helped me appreciate more the superhero ones. And that's when I got into like I think the first one that really blew me away was Scott Snyder's his first run on Batman. I think was really
Hmm.
really impressive. I was like blown away by that. I saw like some really cool inspirations from like House of Leaves, which I never thought I'd see in a comic book. Just the way that it's you have to turn the comic book sideways, and it's more about like the physical medium of reading it. I don't even know how that would work online, but um,
I
it's
mean,
cool. Yeah, I think when I first read those, I was like, when I first read those, I was really impressed, and I kind of have had my eyes on writing comics since then. So,
did you originally want to be a writer of prose or were you wanting to write comics from jump?
no, yeah, I never thought I'd be a comic writer. I mean, I I started writing when I was like 14 or 15. And that was like seriously. Like I was trying to like I took put time into like making things. I think before then it's just like you're feeling out whatever you want to do as like a human being. But when I started doing that when I was just became a teenager, I was mainly doing poetry. I think that's what a lot of teens do. They start with something small. And I did that for a long while. And then I got into short story and fiction writing in my early 20s. And that's where I was for like a decade. It was really difficult, and I think I only was published like a couple times. It's a different world. And then I was like, fuck this. I want to give up writing. Nothing is happening. It sucked. I wasn't getting published. I wasn't creating things that I liked creating. And I took a long break from writing for like, I want to say like 2 or 3 years.
Oh
And
wow.
then, you know,
Did
on the
you
tail end of that break, I started to,
one second.
yeah. I started.
Did you like dabble in other arts during that, or were you just like, I'm not doing art at all?
Yeah, I mean, I played music, and I was trying to get into coding a little bit, like video game stuff. And I made a game, and I was like, this is way too hard. It's way easier to just write something and have someone else figure out what to do with it than actually do stuff with it. Um, but yeah, I gave it up for a while. It was disheartening. I think the thing that like a lot of writers and creators struggle with is not necessarily the act of creating. I think that comes naturally to a lot of us. And I think that's our natural way to do is that we want to make stuff. Like I want to write stories, I want to be a part of the creation of stories and whatever form that is. And the hardest part is like I guess finding the audience is a little markety, but it's just like finding the people that want to read your work. And it takes some time. And I'm passionate about writing in the sense that it doesn't really matter the medium that I'm writing in. I like to tell stories, and when I finally got into comics and I saw that there was an appreciation for my work with people that read comics and take it in, I was really excited. I felt like I'd found people that actually wanted to read the things that I had written.
Yeah.
Which, in short stories, in the literary journal circuit and poetry, it just wasn't happening. And that's good, honestly, because I feel like I'm much happier writing comics than I have ever been writing anything else.
What was the first comic that you wrote?
I wrote a comic. You can still find it online, actually. Lisa actually drew it. So if you're a fan of Lisa and I's work, you can find it online. It's called The Ripping Wood, and it was published back in like 2011 by a literary journal called the Nashville Review. And it's like a 15 or 16 page comic.
Wow.
Um, I don't know if it's still good anymore. It's probably yeah. It probably hasn't aged as well as I had hoped, but that was like when the bug first bit, where I was like, oh, people actually like. I think that was like one of the first times I had actually been published too, and I'd been trying for a while. So I was like sending poetry and short stories out and all of these things, and then Lisa and I just made a comic off in our free time. I was like, let's submit this. Who the fuck knows? And it got picked up by a pretty well-known literary journal, and and we got paid for it too, which that never happened before.
And of course, when you say Lisa, you're
So after
talking
that,
about,
I was just really focused on trying my
you're,
wife
yeah, Lisa
and
Sturl.
Mrs. Sturl,
Thank
they're the same people.
you.
Yeah. Um,
Incredible artist.
the Lisa that I'm talking about is both my wife. Yeah. Um, So yeah, after that, it was just kind of the bug had bitten, and I had really wanted to work with her on finding a way to make this more consistent thing. And I think right around then, or shortly after, is when we started trying to figure out uh, uh, long lost. I think that's when we started like figuring that stuff out.
Nice. And you've worked together on a couple of projects now.
Yeah, long lost and Witchblood and some other things that haven't seen the light of day. Maybe never will. Um, but yeah, she's my main collaborator because she's my wife, and I love her, and she's great at what she does. And I don't have to pay her a page rate, which is a very nice bonus of marrying an artist.
Well, does she have to pay you a page rate?
We share a bank.
Perfect.
No, we share a bank account. So if there's any sort of payment either which way, it doesn't really matter.
Good. Oh man. Okay, so do you think that it helped working with somebody that you were so close with when you were trying to figure out the collaborative like creation style? Like, did it help that it was you were bumbling through it with somebody that you trusted?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the thing that like is really important is that you can't have any like walls up for the creative process. I think that inhibits a lot of things. And when you're when you're uh, when you're working with someone you trust, those walls aren't there. So you really are giving yourself and the collaborative process a lot more room to breathe because there are no, you can say shit that may not be good, and it's a safe place to kind of put those ideas out there, and it's kind of up to the other person and you to be honest about what those ideas are and kind of come to something that works for the both of you. I think that's why Long Lost felt so easy and why Witchblood has felt so easy is that working with her is it's just it's a really easy collaborative thing. We drink and we talk about the story and we come up with good ideas and we come up with bad ideas and we we make it work. It's great. I fully support working with your partner. If you have that kind of relationship where, you're unguarded and you can be honest and there isn't a lot of what's that word? Uh you don't get too
Ego,
attached to any one idea.
animosity.
Like that's the
Oh,
big
okay.
thing is like, especially with, yeah, no, yeah, nothing like that. It's like, I mean, there might be some animosity when I tell her to change something or vice versa, but it's very small. It's
That's lit.
normal husband and wife animosity. It's the stuff we married into.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so
Uh,
switching gears.
am I unsynced? I saw somebody said that I am unsynced.
Yeah, a little bit. I think your internet's gets laggy in a couple points.
Let me turn off my Bluetooth. Let's get rid of that.
Oh,
And then let me I can try to reconnect to the internet real fast if that would make it a little faster. Hold on, let's do that. I'm not going anywhere.
okay. Well, I'm gonna ready the. Oh no. Okay.
Is that better?
Let's see. I think you're frozen. Oh, you're coming back. Everybody hold kindness in their heart. Nope. Maybe.
Is that better?
Well, and I have to turn on your camera, and then I think I'm gonna have to do some switching, perhaps. Maybe it worked. Say something. Say something impactful.
Uh, free. You put me on the spot. I don't know. I hope that's better.
Yeah. It's
But
looking
that
good.
okay, cool. That's all. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Thanks,
Congratulations. Thank
Aviva.
you. Yeah,
Chat's
thank
going off.
you. Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Robin, Geek Girl Strong, is telling us that Discord is having some issues on the East Coast, and you're on the East Coast, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So, sorry, East Coast.
Avery Kaplan, tell us about your hair. What do you want to know about my?
Avery
What
is
else?
like, I'm here for the deets.
What do you want to know about my? Well, anyway, Jazzlyn has a. There'll be questions at the end. I'm sure they'll all be about my hair. I don't want to talk too much.
Okay, so what was it like working with Shelby Criswell on Terminal Punks? Speaking
It's
of like
like the
collaborative.
Yeah, it was like the easiest thing. Um, they understood almost to a scary degree exactly what this book needed to be, and there was like like I can't remember a time during the entire 5 issues of us working together where I told them like something needed to change. Everything that they drew was like, and maybe it was more on Chris's side, but I seriously doubt that. But I feel like it was like basically like swishes the entire time. Like
Wow.
it was great. I like from the monster designs to like some of the I mean all the characters, everything from the top to the bottom. It was like there was no strife or struggle. It was just good, and it was always fun. We had a bunch of chats on Twitter like during the production of just like little secret things that we can slip in, and I think that I don't know. I could not have had a better experience working with Shelby. I really can't say enough
Yeah,
things.
that's awesome. Yeah, they just seemed
Well,
like such a like the way that you two worked together. It just
yeah.
seemed like it was like a mending of minds. Like, um,
I mean, they understood the comedy of it. They didn't take it as seriously as like we both took it the same amount of seriousness, which is really important because I think we understood what this story was. We don't own any of it, so so we wanted to. That's like on the forefront of that too. It's like we wanted to do something really fun and really cool and just put it out in the world and like be happy about it. And I think we succeeded.
did you did you pitch the story to Mad Cave or did they come to you with the story? How does that work?
They came to me with the story.
Okay.
I had met Chris in New York in like 2018. I had like gone up to Mad Cave's booth. I was like wandering the show floor and I gave them a copy of Long Lost and I introduced myself and I was just like, "Your stuff looks cool. Hit me up whenever you want." And then a year later, Chris had been, I think Chris was like the social media dude then, and then he got promoted to being an editor. And then he hit me up like literally a year later out of the blue with like, "Do you want to write for us?" And I said yes. And then we started talking, and then they sent me the idea for this story about this. I mean, the pitch that they sent me was like as open ended as you could possibly be. I added the punk stuff and the music stuff, but basically it was just like what happens if a bunch of kids got trapped in an airport with monsters, or even just animals. I don't even know if the pitch specified if there was monsters or not, but they basically let me do whatever I want, which was I mean I can't ask for anything else. And
Yeah.
then Chris was there to pick up the pieces when I would do something that was like not publishable, which happened a couple times. But I'm glad that he was there because, you know, maybe I would have put something in the book that offended somebody somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, this is a sign of a good editor who's like, no, 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 like a firm
Yeah.
but gentle, kind hand.
There was a, I mean, I can talk about it now since the book's already out. I can't get fired from it. But there is a scene that we had where it's, I think it was in issue 3 where like they're fighting the Panther thing. And I was like, how do you and I went through a lot of this stuff super logically because I was like, you kind of have to. I was like, how would you, if a mutant panther is like attacking you or your friends and like its skin is hard and you can't stab it or whatever it is, the most vulnerable part is gonna be the butt because and and hear me out. If I still think it to this day that if an animal is attacking you, have one of your friends attack their butt, and they'll probably be really confused and get off of you. And then anyway, that got cut. It got changed to something completely different.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a fair. I mean, like realistically, yeah, perhaps, right? But like
yeah.
in fiction, we can change that. We don't need butt attacks.
What is the best part of the body to maul? Yeah, the butt, obviously.
The stomach. Go for the
The
soft
stomach, yeah.
bits. Yes,
Hey,
Aviva. This
there's a
is
lot of soft.
Kyoko, my co-host. I gave her a seat this week, and she is hamming it up. She's in love with Matthew. She loves your
Who is
work,
excellent.
actually. Yours and
Thank you.
Shelby's. So big fan. Okay, we did have a question a little bit. Let me scroll up a little bit. Hold on. Oh, where do you draw inspo from your stories?
Great question. Inspiration is weird. I sometimes it comes from like literally nowhere. It can just be like the stone thought that I had, and I get really attached to that. I think that like inspiration for me is a mix of music and poetry and certain words when they hit the right way, like they really send me to a different place. I really like the English language. I think it can be very beautiful. I think that's one of the things that inspires me. Um, Music, film. I like uh, basically anything that is weird and different and singular and like I don't know. I don't like things that are like replicatable, which is why why I love working with Shelby. I think that their art is like so unique and so visually like you can tell immediately.
Yeah.
And I was so happy to get to work with them because it makes Turbo Punk just look like something that it doesn't exist on the shelves. And that's why I like working with Lisa too. It's like all the artists that I work with, I like having, you know, I like having them feel comfortable to be either themselves or to do new things or to experiment to make their work feel as much like them as possible. And I think that there's like a really beautiful thing to get to work with somebody and have them create something that's so singular to their being. And that's what that's what working with Shelby is like. I when they draw something, it's like it's so obviously them, and I was honored to get to provide writing for their work. Honestly.
One of the things that is so great about Shelby's art is that there's so many jokes packed in like nearly every panel. Like the background gags are
Yeah.
so well done. And so they're one of those artists where like I'll read read the comic, read the issue or the trade, and then I'll go back through and then just look at all the background art because it's just like you miss so much. And you can
Yeah,
read something like 4 times and still get new things.
they're my favorite. I think this was their idea. And that's the great thing is like I don't even remember which jokes were mine or which were theirs. So I think on an issue 3, whichever one they kill the elephant, I think that might be issue 2.
I think it's issue 2.
Yeah. Uh, there's a shop in the background that's like, I still think it's like the barbecue shop. It's so funny. I'm pretty sure Shelby came up with that joke, but yeah, they're incredible. I highly recommend to any artists or writers or editors watching to hire Shelby.
Yeah, for real, please. I need to read more of their comics. Um, okay, another question. Can you tell us a bit about developing Darby? Darby.
Darby. Uh, Fun fact: the reason that Darby's name is Darby is because the bassist for the original bassist for Smashing Pumpkins has that same like D'Arcy. I've always really liked that D apostrophe thing. I couldn't do D'Arcy, but I did Darby. But anyway, Darby is I don't know. I really liked writing a fucking asshole of a character. It's fun, and I think that like Darby is like you don't get to like I don't know. I'm presuming, but I think that like when you write characters and when you write girls or boys or genderqueer or whoever it is, it's like you can do cool things with who they are. And Darby is um oh yeah, I do have a Henry Winkler story. It's really weird. But uh, Darby is like everything that I like characters to be, which is like they're themselves. It doesn't. They're not a. They're not a statement for anyone else. It's like Darby is an asshole because she's an asshole, and like she says horrible things because she's a horrible person for most of the book, and uh, it's fun to get to be able to write a character like that and not feel like I'm uh, being like you know what I mean. It's like you can write a bad person that's a hero or an anti-hero and have them say like ableist stuff or things that's like super offensive. And if you do it in the right way, you can make it about this attitude or this way of seeing the world. And I really like that. I think that Darby is strangely the kind of like the emotional part of the story in which you're watching these like jaded shitbag teens like come to terms with their who they are and their mortality and the fact that like their dreams can crumble at any second and that each of the characters have such an interesting way about like navigating that I think. But I think Darby stands out for most people is because I think that's how a lot of people would probably react in that situation. They'd probably get super cynical You know, they're there for this fun thing, and then everything goes to shit. And of course, you're gonna be a cynical asshole about everything after that. Like your dreams have been dashed for as far as you can tell. And um, I don't know. Darby's like one of my favorite characters I've written, which is saying something, I think, for me.
Wow. That's awesome.
Did I answer the question in any
Yeah,
conceivable way?
we got there. It was a bit of
Okay,
a. It was maybe the scenic route, but we did get there.
that's me.
But that's why I love interviewing you. Um, sorry, I missed another question. Let me scroll up a little bit. Oh, which is your favorite monster? And then my question is, which monster do you think you could take in a hand-to-hand combat?
Uh, my favorite monster of the five, seven, six. I forget how many are in the book.
5. It's 5 issues.
Five. But there's more than five monsters. There, hold on. There's the orangutan. There's Lady Marmalade. There's lava juice. There's custard cream. There's lemon. What was the parrot? Uh,
Oh,
heavy lemon.
heavy lemon.
4. There's the raspberry jazz. 5. There's thunder mint, and there's menthol dream. That's all
Okay,
7. Those are 7.
what are they all named after for those who haven't read Terminal Punks yet?
Oh yeah, they're named after vape flavors. Like you know how you like go into like a vape store and they have like those like coffee things that you like that squirt your vape juice out into your little thing. They're all named after like made up versions of that.
Yeah.
Raspberry. I think Raspberry Jazz is my favorite one. Honestly, I really like that one. I was like, I really when I was writing the series, I was seriously considering giving Raspberry Jazz a more prominent role in the story because I just love the idea of a kangaroo named Raspberry Jazz. Um,
maybe Mad Cave will bring you back on just to do like a one-off, just like
I
the origin story of Raspberry Jazz.
would love to do an origin story of Raspberry Jazz. I'll do it for free. I don't even get paid for that.
Okay, first of all, everybody clip that section. Second of all, everybody tweet it at Mad Cave Studios on Twitter.
Please.
Let's make
We'll
this
put out we'll put out a digital one shot on Comixology or something about this stupid kangaroo I created.
Okay, but which one do you think you could take in hand-to-hand combat?
Hand to hand combat. That's a great question. Probably, honestly, the heavy lemon. I feel like
What?
birds, because of their like hollow bones, I feel like they're really easily like breakable. And you
Bold
know,
statement.
I think definitely not the kangaroo. Definitely not the alligator, the bear, the monkey. Not the snake or yeah, it's got to be the bird. The bird's probably the easiest one to get a grab on and take her down.
The bird has like
Um,
so many talons though, because it also had the
it's
like knee talons.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it's a tough question. I think I'm gonna go with because the bird has hollow bones, they'll be easier to dismantle in my hands, and I think I could take the bird then. But
Okay,
everything else, I'm
chat
getting torn to
let us
pieces.
know which monsters slash vape flavors you think that you could take on in hand-to-hand combat. I think I'm gonna go with snake. I think the snake would be the easiest to take on.
Hey, I mean, that's a good answer. It's got no legs and it just is, it's low on the ground. Um,
It seems small comparatively to the rest of them.
it does. Thunder Mint was pretty. We didn't do too much with Thunder Mint either. Although there is that great. What maybe my favorite page in the whole comic is the Thunder Mint scene in issue 5 with the old man and his weird house on the lake. It's great. I was honestly shocked that scene did not get cut. I'm so happy Chris was like, yeah, we'll keep this in. I think by issue 5 he had not necessarily given up, but had resigned that if he had made a conscious decision to cut anything that I had written, I was going to come back with a much harder to edit scene. I think that had happened a couple of times. Clovebud was the Panther. But whenever I think Chris had cut something or had edited or asked me to like cut something or change something, I think I came back and made it significantly uh, uh, different and harder to. I don't know how else to put it.
Like
Um,
you pushed back, like you were bratty about it.
I was definitely a little bratty about some of the things, but it was all in good fun. Chris and I have, I think, a great writer-editorial relationship. We're working on another thing for Mad Cave that people have been talking about. It hasn't been announced yet, obviously, and I don't know when it will. But yeah, so Chris is nice.
You hear that, Chris? I think Chris is in chat. He's been having some internet issues today, but I think he's in
Oh,
chat.
it's fine.
So, Chris, let us know how easy or hard it was to work with Matt.
You already did, Matt, the biggest brat.
Oh, throwing hands in chat.
I'm okay with this.
Aviva, they have not been talking about it. Matt, I'm sure you've been talking about it with the creative team, but as far as I understand, they have nobody's talked about that book yet because it is not announced.
Yeah, no, I know.
Aviva, F in chat for Matt's rep. Okay, another question from chat. What activity helps you recharge your writing flow?
I mean, there isn't one. It sucks. When I'm down in the dumps, baby, it's just I'm down in the dumps, and I just gotta take some time. I think that like I mean I've been going through that recently actually. I have a issue that I'm writing for Witchblood right now. That's just it's tough. Like my energy level's low. My brain is like, and like it's like whatever it is. And I think that like the thing with being creative is like uh, you put a lot of pressure on yourself to like sit down and like do your work, but it's not a day job. It's like it's a lot different. And I spend so much time thinking about like what it is that I'm actually going to sit down and write that for the most part a lot of the work that I do is not actually done sitting down and writing at a computer. It's like there's so much that there's so much there's so much information that you have to figure out before you actually sit down and write. And I think that's where a lot of the hiccups come from and where a lot of the energy gets drained is trying to figure out the flow of whatever story you're writing. And for recharging, I do drugs. I think that's the best way. That's I drink. I take a little mental health break. I buy some weed and I partake and I enjoy myself. That generally helps me cool down and recharge. But that's not great advice. So I don't know. Go jog, eat a healthy dinner. Um, work out. Go fishing. That'll probably help recharge. Don't don't hydrate. Yeah. Uh,
Chat's going off. Yeah. I mean, you got to do what's good for you, but maybe there are some healthier alternatives. But
yeah. I mean, and healthy is in the eye of the beholder. I think is what they say. And whatever helps me. Honestly, for me, the job is like a mix between keeping my brain mentally healthy, and that's like one of the best things that I think anyone can do is just intake art whenever you get a chance. Read poetry,
yeah,
read short stories, watch a movie. Um, Literally just like, when you're tired of like putting out, and I think that might be a euphemism, but I'm not using it as one. When you're tired of putting out, you just really gotta like take stuff in. It's all about intake and output. And when output is hard, it's time to like do intake. At least that's how I operate. So like,
no, that's fair. That's
um,
fair. Real quick, I have to ask this. Avery asks, indica or sativa?
sativa, indica like puts me on the moon, and I can't do anything.
Fair, fair, fair.
But I get all stoked when I'm on sativa.
Stoked. Cool. Okay, we're nearing the end, unfortunately. I want to do this giveaway. We are.
Shit.
So, chat, your time is dwindling. If you have some questions, add them, put them in chat. Yeah, Asia points out sativa equals more brain power.
It's true.
Let's do this giveaway. So, if you would like to win a copy of, I was going to take this off, but it's going to be too much work. If you would like to win your very own trade paperback of Terminal Punks, we're going to do a giveaway right now in chat. So if you're lurking,
Yeah.
totally understandable, but you should hop in. Matt, what's the one word that they have to type? One word,
They have
preferably.
they have to type a word, and
Yeah.
then what happens after that? They
And then
win?
and
What?
oh my god, I love interviewing you, Matt. I'm sorry. Okay. So they type a word, and then Nightbot, our lovely, sometimes aggressive automod, will collect them, and
And
then it'll like do a randomizer.
okay.
Yeah.
Does it need to be a word that they can spell? It
It
doesn't
needs to be a
matter.
word I can spell, and I have a public education, so go light.
Me too. Um, high school educated, baby.
Yeah.
Uh, let's keep it simple. Let's do terminal is the word.
Terminal. Okay. Wait, 1 second, chat. Don't type it yet. I gotta let. Okay. Okay. So choose. So write terminal in chat. TERMINAL. You can do it now, and then, oh, we got one entry. Yeah. Good
Hey,
luck,
that's another one of my
everybody.
books.
2 entries, 3 entries, 4 entries. It is case insensitive, which means it does not matter if you capitalize it or not.
Yeah. I
Let's
don't
get
know
some
anything
more
about. I'm
terminal.
agreeing with you.
Thank you. I love that.
Here, while people are typing, I can. Well, it's not really an interesting story.
Is it your
Uh,
Henry Winkler story?
yeah, it's weird that I don't know who I told this to, but I was at.
Fat Joe. He's
Well,
in chat right now.
I'm glad he remembered it because I was at like Columbus Comic Con or something, and I was like walking to go to the bathroom, and I literally brushed shoulders with this very, very, very tiny man. And I looked and I like met eyes with him, and I was like, "You're fucking Henry Winkler." And and he looks at me and he's like, "Yep, I know it." And then that was it. That's my Henry Winkler story. I like it was the weirdest. I'm sure he was going on his way to a signing or something, but
Yeah.
it was just super
But you got to
super
tell
shocking.
him who he was.
Yeah, I did. I reaffirmed. I was like, "What are you doing
You are
here
Henry
in?"
Winkler.
Yeah, it was almost accusatory though. It wasn't like it wasn't very like affirming. It was like, "You're Henry Winkler," and it was like like that's how it was like that kind of like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" In the lobby of this place, I'm about to go to the bathroom. Like, why are you?
Why are you
It was
using the
very.
bathroom like normal people, Henry Winkler? What are you doing here?
I don't know. It's just like, you're doing something, and then all of a sudden, like Henry Winkler appears. You're gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna take. It takes you a second to like recoup. You're like, happy days. All this other stuff.
Okay, chat. Type terminal in the chat. I'm gonna do a countdown from 5. Do it. Write terminal in chat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Okay, let's roll it. Dun dun da da. Did Fat Joe win last? Okay, I'm gonna make an executive decision and roll it again. Because Fat Joe also won, so you get a copy. But I'm gonna pull an executive decision so we get 2 winners this time. Okay, I'm gonna roll it again. So everyone snaps and claps for Fat Joe. I didn't mean to step on your win, I'm so sorry. Woo! You did it. You won a copy. You just keep winning. You stay winning in this chat.
I just pick somebody from the chat. I don't know any of these names. Is that illegal? Oh, there we go.
It goes against Scoron. Oh, SK Orange Soda won. Yeah! SK Orange Soda.
Congratulations. You get to read my book if you haven't already.
Awesome. Okay. So hopefully the producers aren't too mad with me for doing 2 giveaways this time. But I want to make sure that we get some new winter blood introduced into the mix too. And then Fat Joe says, Matthew, this is Dan with the Convention Collective. I interviewed you.
Cool. Yeah. Good to see you here again, man. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, you won. Snaps and claps for Orange Soda, SK Orange Soda. Yeah. Okay. Get your last questions in. I had one more question. Well, I have two more. Um,
We'll do rapid fire lightning
lightning round?
death
Okay.
death
To
round. Yeah.
you, what is punk?
To me, what is punk? Punk is being yourself. Punk is being finding beauty in unabashedly being yourself. I don't think it has anything to do with music. I don't think it has anything to do with counterculture. I think that's stupid. I think punk is walking into a room and being like, "Fuck you, here I am. Everything about what I do is unhidden, and if you don't like anything about me, you can fucking suck an egg." That's punk. That's all it is. It's just it's like you can like I listen to all sorts of music. Music has nothing to do with it. Music is like maybe a little bit of it, but it's a feeling about being confident in yourself and like loving who you are and being proud. And it's Pride Month when I'm like all the gay people I know are like 100% punk.
Punk as
Like
fuck.
they're exactly like that you have to be proud of the fucking body that you drive around every day, otherwise you're just going to be a sad depressed mess. And that's punk. It's putting, it's saying, yeah, I have toothpicks in my ears or whatever, or safety pins. People don't put toothpicks in their ears. um, but safety pins, and it's just like whatever.
Hell yeah. That's what punk is. Yeah, being gay is punk. You heard it here first. Thanks, Aviva. Somebody clip that part too. And then we're still doing rapid fire. Have you ever played in a band? And what instrument do you want to learn?
I have played in a band. Um, so I was in the seventh grade. And we were not very good. We played a lot of Death Kennedy covers. I was not the singer. I was a guitarist. And if I had to learn an instrument, I would probably get better at drums. I can drum now, but it's like pretty rudimentary. I can do like some like 4/4, like I can do most 4/4 beats and then like some other stuff, but I'm not very good. I'm a much better guitarist than I am a drummer.
Cool. Sweet. And what advice do you have for new comic writers?
Don't be afraid to fail. You're going to get rejected and you're going to fail and it's going to suck, but that's okay. People are going to tell you they don't want your story. People are going to tell you that your story is already being made. We're already publishing something similar to this, and you just got to keep trying. Like, as a creator of comics, or even just a writer in general, your commodity is not the thing that you write. Your commodity is your ideas. And as long as you're constantly thinking of new shit and new ideas and not being attached to like any one thing in particular, you'll find somebody that thinks it's a good idea and that will want to read what you write. I think that's how I've been successful. I think that's how a lot of people can be successful is just it's like just throw the spaghetti at the wall and whatever sticks, and that's your dinner. I don't know if that's what people say, but that's how I operate. Throw it at the wall and whatever sticks, slop it up because that's what's happening. Everything else is on the floor, it goes in the garbage.
Oh my god, Matt. I love interviewing you.
That's what people say.
Okay, who should pick up Terminal Punks? Like, what person do you think will connect with Terminal Punks?
I think not people on Goodreads. uh, if you're a reviewer on Goodreads, stay far, far away. But everyone else, you're good to go. I think Terminal Punks is a fun story. Um, uh, I think I don't know. It doesn't. It's like it's 5 issues of funny, not taking itself seriously, kids killing monsters. Like it's drawn beautifully, and there's a lot of jokes, and there's music references. And if that sounds interesting at all to you, you'll probably enjoy it. If you like the movie Green Room, you'll probably like it. If you grew up listening to The Offspring, you'll probably like it too. I don't even like that band anymore, and you'll probably dig it. Um, there's a
Okay,
lot of yeah. I'll stop. Everyone, I'll stop talking.
that's the perfect place to end that. All right, thank you so much for coming on. Where can people follow you? How can people support you? And where should they pick up Terminal Punks?
People can find me on Twitter. You can support me. Well, hold on. You can find me on Twitter at Matthew Erman. That's an important part. It's just my name. You can support me literally right now by going to your comic shop kicking in the door and being like, where are all the issues of Witchblood? I'm gonna buy them for my friends and my family. Witchblood is the comic I'm doing with my wife for Vault Comics. I also have a comic coming out this month called Good Luck for Boom Studios. Please go buy that. It's out on like the 22nd or 24th. I forget which day. It's in the 20s somewhere. Please buy that. Please support artists that you care and love about. Please support the LGBTQ plus community this month. I think
Every month?
every month. This month in particular should be a focus if you don't, but if for the rest of the year, keep that in the back of your brain. I think most of the artists and people that I work with are part of the LGBTQ community. So simply by buying my books that I write, even though I am a straight presenting white man, you are in some way or another supporting the LGBTQ art community because I work primarily with gay people, which is great. I love it. They're so fun to work with.
We are a lively bunch.
Y'all are a blast.
All right, you've been incredible, Matt. I'm gonna play the Terminal Punks trailer one last time, and then I'll come back on and say, I don't know, I'll try to wrap this up. I have no idea how I could possibly top what we just experienced.
Do you want me to just stay on? I can just be here when you come back, and we can just say bye together.
No, I gotta do a whole thing. But you've been lovely.
Okay.
Have a great day. Thank you so much. Chat's loving on you. I'll be right back. But
Bye, everybody. I love you.
hi. Yeah, I see see a lot of love from Matt. Oh, thank you so much, Orange Soda. Orange Soda said that they made their shop order the trade paperback. I assume that's what you're talking about. Thank you so much for supporting Terminal Punks. Allie says, I'm still crying for laughter. Me too, y'all. Me too. So I actually, real quick, just to show, like, these are the incredible covers that Shelby worked on. I'm just so in love with their work. This is what you have coming to you. Look at all these references. Look at all these, like, deep cuts. This is what you have coming to you if you go pick up go pick up the trade. How's everyone feeling? Do you feel inspired? Like, do you feel punk as fuck now? Yeah, number 4 is really good. The Tragic Kingdom one is really good. Yeah, I hope everyone's feeling, like, ready to take on the rest of their Wednesday. Like, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna seize this power? Yeah, and Newton said inspiration. Asia said punk as fuck. Okay, that was a really fun interview. If you liked that, I have good news for you. We'll be back again next week, next Wednesday, 11 a.m. And next week, we're actually interviewing the CEO and creative director of Mad Cave, Mark London, also the writer for Battle Cats, and it's gonna be a really good show. We're gonna talk about what it's like to run Mad Cave and also the comics that he's written and what it's like to do both. So come for more inspiration. Avery says, I feel like I should set an amp on fire. You should. But also, just kidding. I don't want this video to be used in court later on. So just so everybody knows, I'm kidding. Don't set amps on fire. But also do what you want. But just kidding. Oh. Being a law-abiding citizen on stream. Fun stuff. Okay. If that didn't inspire you to pick up Terminal Punks, I don't know what will. The trade paperback is out today. Go pick it up from your local shop. If they don't have it, you look them dead in the eye and you say, pre-order it for me, please. Or I guess, order it for me, please. And you're very nice to them. But, don't let them, make sure that they order it for you. Yeah, thank you, Asia. Thank you, Nightbot. Yes. Yeah. Just a lot of love in chat. Oh, we have one of the best chats on Twitch, I think. Thank you so much. Okay, in previews this week, also important. If you don't know why peer reviews is important, let me give you just a quick version. So when you pre-order a comic, it helps, especially small creators, it helps publishers know what's going to be big. It helps your small local comic shop, because all local comic shops are small. So it helps your local comic shop know what's going to be big so they're not taken aback. And it really helps the artist and the writer and the creative team, because that it helps the publisher oh, okay, this is a good creative team. People are connecting with what they want. And so they can, if it's going to be a huge hit, right? If they thought it was going to do well, but it does incredibly well, with Nottingham, pre-orders help them start planning second prints, third prints, stuff like that. Pre-orders save series. Yeah. Mustache Babs makes a good point. I've seen some great saves from people just showing up as a community and pre-ordering comics, and it helps series from getting canceled. So if you can, give your future self a gift and pre-order a bunch of comics. So out in previews right now, things that you could put on your pull list or ask your comic shop to pre-order for you is Battle Cats Volume 3, second printing, Beckstar number 4, Knights of the Golden Sun number 14, They Fell from the Sky Volume 1. What? We actually had Chris on last week talking about They Fell from the Sky, and we're, in a few months the trade's going to come out, so that's exciting. So They Fell from the Sky Volume 1 and Honor and Curse Volume 2. So those are all some of the cool things that you can pre-order this week. Allie loves They Fell. Yeah. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you're feeling good about yourself, and I hope you're excited to take on your day and take on whatever creative endeavor you're working on this week. Ooh, Anoon says, I keep eyes on Honor and Curse. Keep eyes on Honor and Curse. Nice. And then, yeah, I just hope everyone has a really good week. I'll see you again, same time next week, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, Wednesdays, here on the Mad Cave Twitch channel. I've been your host, Jazzlyn Stone. I'm lucky enough to host this, but I actually have a huge team that helps me put these on. So shout out to Allison, Asia, Chris, Manny, Frank, Mark, Gio, and the rest of the Mad Cave crew, specifically the designers who design these incredible overlays and make little tweaks every week. Thank you so much, y'all. Wind beneath my wings. Thank you to everyone in chat. Thank you to Avery for doing the incredible write-up announcing our sweet, let me do another one. Boom! The schedule, it's coming up. Next week we have Mark. Week after that is my birthday, and we have Liana. Week after that, Sabella. Week after that, Steens. A ridiculously stacked month. I'm so excited. All right. Have a good day. Happy Pride. And I'll see you next week. Thanks, y'all. Bye. Okay, wait, I gotta wave with this hand. I have to switch over with this hand. Okay, for real this time.